Hello.
Hi.
Oh, wait.
Woo-hoo!
Is this what is happening? There we go. Hey.
How you doing? You know what I don't like about that countdown is the countdown goes and then it comes back to us for like a frame and then goes to the logo.
Yeah.
They
And
need
it
to
also,
get that fixed.
it also mutes us.
Well, yeah,
Like-
so then it doesn't. So you don't talk over it.
So I can't keep just running my mouth because I was running my mouth and I was like, she can't even hear me. She can't even hear what I'm talking about. What's going on?
Exactly. That's the whole point.
Ha ha.
I'm just kidding.
So-
Hey guys, it's KT. Wow.
What happened?
Oh,
What?
I was no. I was just. I don't know what happened.
Hey y'all, welcome. I am Dellany, rhymes with felony. And we are with KT, rhymes with Paytee. It rhymes with Tay.
We gotta share. Come join.
Welcome to our humble abodes. We are still in quarantine. Nothing is open. We are still 6 months later. Here we are on the West Coast.
What is going on? I'm tired of it.
We are still stuck in our homes, but are the ones who are following the rules are. So
Exactly.
how's everybody? I hope everybody is well. This is a lovely Thursday night, what happened?
Is it Thursday already? It is, isn't it?
It is Thursday because you sent me a link to the show and I said, it's Thursday. It's freaking Thursday. So I am going to share this as well. I see KT. I'm sure we got a couple people on here already. We love y'all. How's it going?
I see Jeff Wilton and Jennifer Casey Seckel is watching.
Oh my gosh. First of all, Jeff Wilson has been ghosting. So I'm happy to see that he's watching right now. How are you, Jeff? I hope you're doing well. Hope things are doing well on the East Coast. I miss home. I am so homesick. I want to come home today. Like, I am so ready to come home. KT, have I made it clear that I want to come home?
Why are you ready to come home?
I want to see my mama, and I have to help her with Desiree, and I want to see my nieces, even if it's 6 feet away, and my honorary niece, and I want to see, I want to be around my Southern folk, the good ones. I want to, I want that. KT, you know this, the fall on the East Coast hits differently. It's just you know what I mean? So, and wait, did you say Jennifer's here? Who's here? Jennifer or?
Jennifer Casey Seckel. And Danielle's here too. So
Jennifer is such a sweetheart. We're going to talk her into watching Cobra Kai. We will be talking about Cobra Kai in a little bit.
Yes,
yes. So anyway, thanks y'all. And of course, Danielle, our CEO, Angel is here. So we're glad to see her. And y'all, I have great news, KT. I just sent you a picture of what I'm sitting on.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I did like it.
I feel so luxurious. I'm sitting on a fancy couch, y'all. We got a new couch. It's so fancy, but I can't show you right now. But it's beautiful. Why? I showed KT.
Why can't you show them?
I can't show them. Wait.
No, you can't actually. Because when you move, we found that out when you were dog walking the other day. Remember?
Yes, I remember. So Jennifer said it's Thursday because I'm watching. I can't see what she said because I'm blocking myself. Hold on a second. This is going to be hard. Hold on, guys. I'm going to have to move my phone. Sorry.
Oh, she said I pronounced her last name correctly. I'm excited.
Yay! Okay, so how's everybody doing? What's up? What's new? What's going on?
What are you doing?
The iconic background. Oh, yeah. Is Corinne here too?
I don't know. Where is Corinne? Corinne, come and say hi if you come.
Yeah, Corinne
just joined us.
Those sassy teenagers. Like Corinne, she watched one of my TikToks, and I was wearing a Karen wig, and Corinne was like, Dellany, and I was like, I'm so glad you recognized me, and she was like, I couldn't miss that iconic background, and it's because I'm always doing TikToks in front of the same wall.
Right.
And yeah, but she's just, you
But
know,
at least it's a cute wall. You know what I mean? It's nice and blue. You know.
Exactly. It's a happy color. So what are you drinking?
I'm just drinking water. Pure Life. What
Wait,
you're drinking ginger beer?
Yes, ma'am. It's just, it's so good. Like I'm really surprised. Did you think that you would be drinking more during quarantine? Because I thought I was going to hit the bottle every night, and I just have not.
Is ginger beer alcoholic?
No.
Oh.
I mean, it's a lot of ginger. Yeah.
See, I'm not a big ginger person. Like even when I eat sushi, I give my ginger away.
Got it. No, have you ever had ginger beer?
Yeah, I've had it before. It's really
sweet
too. It's a little too sweet for me.
I like it because it's spicy and then a little sweet, and then I like how it tickles your throat. Like it's good to get your throat tickled.
Oh my! This is a PG-13 show.
I was talking about the juice, the ginger beer. So anyway,
of course. No cherry wine. Okay, or cheer wine. Yeah.
Cheer wine. Yeah. Oh God, it's been years. Jeff, I'm so glad you're on here because this is the one who threw shade at Cheerwine. She threw shade at Cheerwine.
It was not good. I didn't like it.
It is good. You just didn't give it a chance.
I gave it a chance.
Here's the thing. It's very interesting. Sometimes some things taste better or you experience them better depending on where you live. And I do think that sometimes there's certain drinks that hit better in the South than they do out here. But I always love Cheerwine. Cheerwine is my jam.
We never had that in Florida and Georgia, so.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, Sam. Sam saw our picture. Happy birthday to Junior. Thank you. Yes.
Wait, it's Junior's birthday now too? Everybody's got birthday.
Junior's was Tuesday. I still haven't. My friend Jess has posted pictures, but I haven't posted them. I'm going to post them up. Lilo's is coming up in 2 weeks too. They all get birthday cakes and everything. He had a good birthday.
What kind of birthday cake do you give a dog?
Well, actually, I get these like birthday bones or these like birthday ice cream things.
Yeah.
And then we have cake ourselves. You know,
yummy.
I get a little cake.
Can I just say that I did not get, as perfect as my birthday was, I did not get birthday cake. I did not need barbecue.
So I got to take you to lunch and I'm going to bring a cake.
That would be amazing. I mean, my birthday was pretty perfect, but I'm such a brat. I wanted my cake. I wanted my birthday cake. I wanted,
what kind of cake do you like?
I like really fancy, expensive cakes. I'm all high maintenance. Yeah.
Give me that sheet cake, the vanilla sheet cake with the good icing. That's me. That's all I want. That
is that white trash cake from the grocery store. That's what exactly.
I love it. And let me tell you what I do with it. Okay, so like after a couple of days, it gets a little old. I always put it in the refrigerator, and I make cake and milk. I put it together in a bowl.
Okay. Yeah,
it's really good.
Yum. Okay, so that sounds good, but I think, and I've tried to explain this to people, my friends out here, like I just told Matt and Jenny the other day, when you grow up with white trash stuff, you don't want it anymore. So like I'm out here trying to like do finer things in life, and then they're giving me a hard time because I don't like the white trash stuff. And I'm like, but that's what I grew up with. I don't want the ding dongs. I don't want it. I don't, but
I try. I've gone and gotten really expensive $100 cake, and it's just not as good to me.
Well, it depends on where you get the expensive cake from. Like, I'm not trying to be extra on purpose. Like I love buttercream, like, just classic. I love chocolate. I love a lot of stuff. Like, I'm Dellany. Let's see. What are the comments?
I wanted to ask you a question. So we were talking about TikTok earlier. We haven't even really talked about the whole TikTok controversy going on, have we?
Well, like, what's the new controversy? Because
here's my thing. I want to ask you because I remember I was shopping at Walmart and you put your face up at Walmart And Walmart actually is going to have 20% with Oracle of TikTok.
Yeah.
So what do you think of that?
Oh, you're just trying to call me out on my hypocrisy. So basically, I have an agenda that I'm trying to achieve through TikTok. And once I get there, I'm not going to probably do it anymore. Here's the problem. Oracle and Walmart, all that. There's politics now. Politics are involved in this. And that's a big problem. It is a big problem. But you know what? Our platform right here, KT, we're on Facebook. That's a problem. Like we got, that this is where all our friends are. You guys all have to like go independent.
I'm just going to tell you, but the people, this is why people just don't understand. No matter what, you don't own your social media. So that's why I always say it's okay to do this kind of stuff, but also have your own website that you own that you could do whatever you want on, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And but people have to understand whatever pictures you're sharing on social media, they're owned by social media now. Like whatever you share is not yours anymore, right?
It's never been that way. That's what I'm saying. Once you put it out into the social media world, it's always going to be there. Even if you delete it, somebody's going to bring it up. You know what I mean? Somebody took a screenshot sometime.
Yeah, I hate social media because of social media, we are so much more connected. But I do hate the stuff that comes with it, like security measures and it's just a problem. But hey, we're here now. I'm grateful. Oh, I see Corinne on here. She's about to drive. We don't want her to. So
Jennifer has a question before we go into our topics. So can we talk about the lack of theater? I had to get myself a custom-made Miss Hannigan. What's Miss Hannigan? Miss
Hannigan is from Annie. It's from Annie. And I thought Jennifer, didn't you play Miss Hannigan like a year ago in a community theater production? Like, I think she was Miss Hannigan, which is amazing. She says, I swore I'd never sing Little Girls again. She was. Yes. I love it. And I love the song Little Girls. I love that song. You know Annie, right, KT?
Yeah.
She said, yeah. Well, what song? What's your favorite song from Annie?
I don't know. The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow.
Okay. You know, I can sing that one. Are you ready? No.
Okay. Here's my flashlight.
No, I love Tomorrow. I love that one. And I will sing that someday. Not right now, but I really love It's a Hard Knock Life. I love It's a Hard Knock Life. Okay. Because I relate to that.
Oh, I relate to that. I didn't know that was from there.
Yeah, it's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. It's such a hard knock life. Like, yeah, Danielle and I, my sister, we went to dance and singing competitions. Oh, Mrs. Adair. Man, my favorite people are in here tonight. Mrs. Adair is in Tennessee, y'all. She is in Tennessee. And that woman, y'all, speaking of angels on earth, she is that lady. She sure is. I love that woman. She knows a lot about me.
So what do you do? I mean, because I don't go see theater. So let's go back into what Jennifer was about. I'm not a theater person, but I know you are, and I know a couple of our fans are. So like fans and friends, what are you? Are you having a nervous breakdown because you haven't gone to the theater in forever?
Theater? No, I'm not.
I'm from the South.
Well, see, just so y'all know, I basically, I sing in my car, musical theater, and in my mind, I am in a musical theater show. So, I'm okay. And I also have the luxury of making my TikTok. So I'm creating, I'm being theatrical. I have an outlet. But yeah, if people are not doing that, I can imagine what they're feeling like. You know what I mean? And it's hard. And Broadway's not coming back until next year. Right. Did y'all know that? 2021. That's a hit. That's a hit to the audience, and that's a hit to Broadway, and it's a hit to the performers. It's hard. But there's a lot of Broadway performers on TikTok who are performing there, which is really cool.
That sounds like fun.
How many, you know what? Every time KT or I say the word TikTok, everybody take a drink. TikTok.
something. Let's talk about who do you want to talk about first?
I want to talk about what's
Let's
up?
talk about Lizzo.
Lizzo. Why men great till they gotta be great? I just took a DNA test. Turns out I'm 100%.
I'm gonna share. You need help. It's okay. I love you.
I stopped at the curse word because I'm not going to say the curse word. So, yeah. Are we talking about Lizzo? Lizzo was awesome. Yeah. Here we go. There she is. Okay. With the Target ad. That's fantastic. Okay.
I know. There's nothing I can do.
It's okay. Dude, those pictures of her in Vogue. Oh, she's such a queen. I'm so glad that she's in our orbit. She is so wonderful. She is so nice. Don't we love her?
We loved her. We do.
Yeah, we do love her, and I'm so glad we know her, and we're going to know her again, right? She said, "Let us not discuss Easy Street." Easy Street. Okay, I love what Lizzo said because she was being honest. So, and she's completely, she's 100%. Body positivity, y'all, is out the door. It has been out the door, especially for BIPOC, for Black, Indigenous people of color. And it is because thin white women have appropriated and taken from the originators of actual body positivity, which were fat women and fat Black women. And now we have a lot of thin white women who have just hijacked the term, the movement. And now anytime I even see body positivity, it's usually from a little white, thin lady. So, yeah. So KT, I think I love that she said that she's not a body positivity. She's body inclusivity, because that includes all shapes, all sizes, people with disabilities. Oh, wait, Matt's giving us compliments. Hold on. I'm here for
Matt.
Speaking of queens, so are you too. Thank you, Matt. Body neutrality that's my jam. I want to, as I know you do too, KT, we want to get to a place where everybody, like, nobody has an opinion on everybody else's body or their own.
Right.
Like, our bodies are our bodies. They are functioning. They do their job. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. What is this
I'm
obesity?
putting up our hashtag obesity because we're giving a little obesity too.
So yeah, so Lizzo said that she is going to be that representation to show fat bodies in entertainment, and everybody who makes fun of Lizzo for being a fat woman, y'all, she's one of the hardest workers out there, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I'll have to bring this up again, but when I auditioned for her, that was one of the hardest auditions I've ever been to in my life. And we danced for hours, and it was so physically taxing. And so many women who were over a size 14, we were killing it for hours. And that is the type of stamina you have to do a Lizzo show. And not only is Lizzo dancing, but she's singing, and she's also playing an instrument. So everybody needs to stop assuming because you're fat or you're a different, bigger body that you're not in shape, that you're not, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's nobody's business. It's nobody's business. Hence body neutrality, right?
Let's go into this one. So we go from Lizzo and obesity to the "you're so skinny" thing that I showed you earlier. Did you read that?
I did read it. And it was funny because when you sent that to me, I already had a pre-assumption of what it was going to be, and I was eye rolling it. But she had some valid points to say. Yeah.
So. I'll put the post for you guys in the link so you can see it.
Yeah.
I hate all these ads that come up on my thing. I do.
I know. I do too. Hold on. That's my look. Woo! Y'all didn't see that.
That's your look. Mm-hmm.
Did you see me do a little fan?
When I saw it too, I stopped and I was like, I'm not going to read this. This is so stupid. But then you started reading it, and it's the same. It's what we've talked about before, being like, it's the same thing on the other side,
right?
Being plus size, of being like, she's under 100 pounds, nothing she can do. And people are constantly saying negative things about her body, Well, go ahead.
Well, it seems to me that she's going through some mental health things, like where she was having anxiety, and it was postpartum depression after having a baby, and she, that stuff is valid, and she doesn't want anyone to comment on her body. I cannot imagine. Well, I don't even know the last time I was under 100 pounds, and I probably will never be again, which is fine. I do not wish to be. But yeah, that's that in her case, KT, that is absolutely rough. I appreciate her article, but we've got a problem. Skinny is celebrated. Skinny is celebrated in our society.
Right.
You know? So what do we do?
But too skinny isn't. It's just like she's too fat, she's too skinny. You know what I mean? Like I have friends. My sister is tinier, way tinier than me. I remember when she was really skinny and people used to go after her for it, but it wasn't something she could fix at the time.
Right.
You know, but the thing is like, we shouldn't be judging anybody's body and you know, because I've done that before where I've looked at a girl, I mean, man, she's tiny. You know what I mean? And it's just like when I don't want somebody to say to me, oh my God, you've lost weight. You know what I mean? So
like, I don't want anyone to say anything about my body. I just don't. Like,
you know, so
my body's amazing and I know it, but that's all that matters is my opinion, you know? So that's it. No, here's the thing though, is that skinny privilege is still a thing and thin privilege. And in our bubble, KT, like even maybe if this isn't the case in the rest of the country, as far as being too skinny, in our Hollywood bubble, people are celebrated for being very skinny here. Right. I mean, you get celebrated here for being a size 0, 0, 0, 0, you know, and your chances of getting cast in a lot of stuff out here, if you're an actress, they go up if you're that skinny because they want you to be as tiny as possible. Right.
Well, it was the whole 10 pounds ad, you know, the camera ad 10 pounds kind of thing. But I think we're starting to move. I think we're starting to see actresses that have more meat on their bone than normal. Do you know
think so? I think we have a long way to go.
I know we have a long way to go, but I will say that when you start looking, if you look a few years ago and you look now at TV, like just look at TV. Don't worry about film; they're always behind, you know.
But movies are always behind.
TV, like you can just see, like they are trying. You know, there is a little bit more diversity coming out. You know, it's going to be a couple of years behind because it does take time. You know.
Yeah, TV is more progressive than film. But at the same time, our leads are not fat bodies in most cases. Our leads are not disabled bodies. You see what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about just the fat comment, the fat, you know, think about people with disabilities who have yet to see themselves represented anywhere. It's just, girl, we got to see this in our lifetime. We got to fight for it. Right? That's why we make our own tables.
Exactly. So speaking of making your own table, let's go into what you're watching.
Oh, I love it.
Which one do you want to talk about first? What you're watching or what I'm watching?
Well, I thought if you're making your own table, we were going to talk about something you directed. Are we not?
Well, we don't have a lot of time. Let's show that next week.
Okay. Well, just so you know, next week, everybody tune in. We're going to share a music video that KT, she directed it and produced it, right?
Yes, with my other friend, KT. We call ourselves the KTs.
The KTs.
We're going to show you guys that. So make sure you come back next week. Cool. So I can show you guys the video.
I'll come back next week. I'll come back next week. So, let's see. What are we gonna? Are you? I was like, who's next? Who's next? So I know we're like, what are we gonna talk about? Let's talk about what you're watching.
I'm watching Schitt's Creek again.
Schitt's Creek. Okay.
Yes. So Schitt's Creek guys won. They swept the comedy section of the Emmys and, you know, did pretty dang good. There's been some chat here and there, you know, that it wasn't deserved. That Daniel Levy had never written before the first season, and you know he got an Emmy for writing in the 5th season. He actually even mentioned that in his speech. So, you know, and also because they were saying it's very white too. You know what I mean?
It's so white.
It is
so white.
It is. So here's my thing. I watched it because it was very underground at first. You know, I watched it from the first season. And it was, you know, a lot of people didn't want to have it. I mean, there was no money. If you look at the first season, there was no money.
Right.
You know, compared, I mean, because as a filmmaker, they're really in one or two locations. Remember, you know, you're not in this like massive, you know, area where you had a lot of money to do production. You could totally tell. You know what I mean?
Right.
Plus, you're working with people. Daniel Levy, yes, he's a character actor, and so is Catherine O'Hara. But you know,
Eugene Levy.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
And he said Catherine was like, you know, she didn't want to do it at first, but then, you know, even in her award speech, because there's a lot of ageism on her as being someone who's been around. Everybody knows her as the mom from Home Alone, you know. But you know, and I love her and Eugene because I've watched Christopher Guest movies.
Christopher Guest, that's how I know her, is Christopher Guest. Yes.
And they're just so quirky, funny. And I just feel like it's not, I mean, Daniel co-created it with his father, you know. Yes, everybody's saying something like, oh, well, he had an in and all this. Yes, he had an in. Okay, I will give you that. But what I'm hating on is people tearing down shows just because they're there to tear down. You know what I mean? I think my whole thing is like, if we're going to be wanting, you know, exclusivity, if we want, you know, a more openness, we can't tear down what's there. You know what I mean?
You mean the inclusivity?
Yeah, that's what I'm sorry. Inclusivity.
No, it's okay. Okay, I hear you. Here's the thing. I haven't seen the last season of Schitt's Creek. I love Schitt's Creek. I think it's so funny. There's so much talent. I do. I love Schitt's Creek. But I guess at this point for me, it's like, how does anyone not know at this point they need to have a diverse cast?
Right.
Like at this point, like he's had 5 or 6 seasons, right? To figure that out. He's the showrunner, right? So I don't think there's any excuses. And I personally, Schitt's Creek has been an exception for me, but I personally don't want to see predominantly white or all white cast ever again. It's unacceptable, right? Because that's not representative of a real world. And I'm a fan of everybody in that show. It's such a talented cast. But we've also missed out on people who will never know their talent because they'll never be given those chances because they don't know Dan Levy. They don't know Dan Levy he got that through his dad, and then he hired his friends, you know what I mean, who happen to all be white. That's why we don't see anybody else, you know. And nepotism has destroyed our art, you know. And I am very extreme about this. I do not approve of nepotism of any kind. I just don't. I don't like it, KT. I mean, and I'm talking about that level because I had to be clear.
Right.
Us, our level, we absolutely have to help each other out, right? But that level, he thanked nepotism in his speech. He actually said, I thank my dad. I don't have any experience, but he put me in the writer's room. How many people do we know who are marginalized, who have the experience, who will never see those rooms? That's not right.
No, I understand that. But also they fought a lot for that. You know what I mean? Just because he got in the writer's room doesn't mean it was on broadcast TV, and it still isn't. I mean, you know,
it's hard to get anything.
So my thing, and also I understand having a diverse cast because we've been going back and forth with the Oscars thing too. But some things like that is not written to have a diverse cast at the beginning. Nobody in there was, you know what I mean? So I think, yes, if he had the chance, I think maybe he would. He did diversity in the LGBT community. And as I said before, he was even given crap for that because he came out as a pansexual in a time where it was, you know, the first season. He came out the first season, and it took to like the second or third season before people started coming onto that and saying that was okay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like, you know, to me, the two marginalized in the LGBT community was bisexual and pansexual because they want people pick a sex. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I
totally.
thought it was kind of cool that he came out about that.
Yeah, it's hard too because if anybody is in that marginalized voice bracket,
Right.
whatever your platform is that you really want to fight for, you want to fight for the other things too. But it's like sometimes it seems as if it's a lot to be fighting for, because I'll be honest, in my casting, my platform is different, and a lot of times I don't think about the LGBTQ. I don't put them first like I do people of color,
Right.
Black, and specifically Black women, because Black women are my heart, right? Like, or even disabled people. Like I want to fight for disabled people, but I want to fight for LGBTQ as well. It's just that they're not top of my list. So
Right.
I understand the pressure that he probably is feeling, but at the same time, you're the showrunner and you've had 5 or 6 seasons. It should have been more diverse, right? Also, there's never fat people anywhere, KT. There's no fat people. How do you feel about that? You did not see a body size over a size 6, maybe, or 8, right? Like, that's not realistic. It's just not, right?
No, and I understand that. And that's one of the things that we're working on too. We're working on bringing that. But this is the one thing I want to say is, like, because I'm kind of getting tired of negativity over everything. Just because they didn't put somebody in it, don't be negative. I mean, quit tearing people down. Just educate them. He might need to be educated. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. I'm so sick and tired of the yelling and screaming because a fat person isn't in it, an LGBT person isn't in it, a person of color isn't in it, and I understand that, and I understand the fight. Like, I'm not in those rooms. I'm not in those rooms like those people are.
Yeah, but why are you tired? Why are you tired of it?
I'm tired of the fighting. I feel like it's always an argument and fighting when I'm talking to certain friends about certain things. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, it's more of an argument instead of a discussion of like, what can we do? What can we do better than somebody just coming out and say, oh, look, there's another show that's all, doesn't have this, doesn't have that. I'd rather say, okay, how could bring it on? What could we possibly educate them about to make them put a person of color in there or put a person
we absolutely need to talk more about solutions and less griping. Right. I get that too. That's why, again, we make our own tables. We just, it is weird because Schitt's Creek obviously isn't a lower budget level. It's not. But it's also not the budget of, I don't know, like name a big show that has, Ryan Murphy. Ryan Murphy has blown out budgets, right?
Right.
So that's what's hard about it, because it still has that independent feel about it. But he still had some money. He still had some, so I don't want to tear down Schitt's Creek, but I do think there's still a lot of problems that we got to fix. It's hard. It's hard.
I don't think we should. That he was more sheltered being up in Canada. I do. Yeah. And like, I think he didn't grow up in that world. And I wouldn't want somebody to write parts like that doesn't understand that world. I'd rather than bring in a showrunner that could.
Then I'm not picking on him specifically, but then it's your job to put more diversity in the writing room. So you can have a Black person write for a Black character, or a disabled person write for a disabled character. You know what I mean? So it's very skewed. Mm-hmm. And he was doing it from his lens. I think there's a lot of good with Schitt's Creek, and then there's a lot of bad. It's both. Right. You know what I mean? But I do love Catherine O'Hara so hard. Yeah. I love her so hard. And I do love, she is an actress, in her 60s? She's in her 60s. Mm-hmm. And she is the breakout star from that show. So we have tackled that.
I do think there needs to be more diversity in the comedy realm of the Emmys. Yeah. Because I felt like there was a lot of diversity in the drama and the film, limited series, but there wasn't a lot of diversity to me in the comedy realm. Okay. Yeah. I didn't watch the Emmys, so I don't know anything about anything. So,
right.
So I think I do agree with that. There definitely needs to be some of that. I mean, people had problems because they didn't understand that the guy who did Watchmen, the showrunner, is white. They thought a lot of people didn't know that until the Emmys, whenever he's accepting the award. And
they're like, what?
But he did a good job in hiring people to write and to be in that and to do it properly. So, I mean, I give him a little bit of props for that. But,
you
know, what do you think of that the person who did Watchmen is a white man?
I don't love it. I want Black people to get the work to tell Black stories. Like, we don't need, I'm not trying to be a jerk to our cis hetero white guy world, but we don't need another, we don't need another guy telling other people's stories. That's all we've known. So I would love, I mean, also maybe some of my opinion doesn't even matter because we need to ask Black people that, right? Like, let's ask our Black friends. Let's ask Black creators. Do you want another white man to tell your story? I mean, I have a feeling I know the answer. We
definitely need some more Tyler Perrys, and I want to give it up that there was, to have him on the Emmys. And I didn't know a lot about him as far as growing, what he went through and everything. Didn't know he was homeless and living out of his car, So it's kind of interesting, to see him. Yeah, and to build his own studio so that he can do whatever he wants, just like Oprah did.
Oh, you didn't know that he was homeless? You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know his whole story.
Yeah, girl. Yeah, no, he's definitely problematic in Black stereotypes and things like that. Some stuff he's done, but man, his actual story and his attitude about Hollywood, because besides like us and Cheryl Bedford, of course, and our circles, he's the only one who's been like, F Hollywood. I don't need them. I don't need their approval. I don't want them. And he just made his way. And that's like, that is an inspiring story. So yeah, I do admire that about Tyler Perry for sure. He's the first famous person I met out here.
Really?
Yeah. He's nice. I mean, he was nice to me. He also seemed like he wasn't about like the limelight. Like it was just me and him and two of his security guards, and that's it. And I was like, hi.
Hi.
Hi, Tyler Perry. He was like, can you please tell me where to go, where the dome is?
So speaking of like, what's funny is let's talk about what you're watching, Cobra Kai. And here's just what I want to say, because everybody said, oh, Cobra Kai, they went against Hollywood. What people don't actually know is Will Smith's production company is behind Cobra Kai.
How do they not know? His name is plastered all over it. How do they not know?
No, it's not. I don't even think they put him as an executive producer. It's his business.
Yeah, partner. No, his credits are there. They are.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know if it wasn't, but people didn't. People didn't know that. But I'm going to tell you what, I freaking love me some Cobra Kai because I totally watched it all last week. I watched the whole thing.
God. Wait, is that the first viewing of yours that you had, or was it?
Because I didn't have YouTube Red, and I know it's been on Netflix, and it was on my to-do list, but I finally watched it, and I felt like I was in the 1980s watching Karate Kid for the first time.
That is so, I did too! Listen, do you want to know something Will Smith did that was pretty, like, savvy, but also kind of, like, eye-rolling? Is that not only is it clear that Will Smith, his name is on every episode, y'all, so, but his son owns a water company. So they are totally pimping out his son's water, like in the scenes. It's Just Water, right? The Just Water? That's his son's water company.
Well, wasn't his son and one of the Karate Kids?
Yes. So y'all have to understand when you're watching shows and movies, that product placement is usually connected to the executive producer so they can make some more money.
Mm-hmm. But I do find it funny, like, because when it was, there was always that conspiracy theory that Johnny was the victim of the story. You know what I mean? Oh,
I've never heard that. I didn't even know.
Yeah, no, there was always this, like, people wrote about that's why this happened, because he actually did a music video where he was the victim. It was told from his point of view.
What?
Yeah, he did a
Are you
music video
serious?
for a band a few years back, and so they basically took that idea. And if you really look, it's like, because it is from his point of view, you really feel sorry for him because he thinks that Ralph Macchio's character took his girlfriend. You know what I mean?
I have to see that video because I had no idea that was made. That is hilarious.
He made it off of the theories that a lot of people, Karate Kid people, think.
Right.
You know, if you really break down Karate Kid, the victim is actually Johnny. He is a victim of male chauvinist crap. You know what I mean? From his sensei. And if you really look at it, Daniel comes in and does take his girlfriend from him.
Okay. See, here's the thing to me, and this is why, and this is a great discussion because of all the toxic masculinity that is embedded in these 80s movies, right? Very problematic. The victim to me, out of everybody, is the Elizabeth Shue character. Because KT, if you remember, I remember being like 8 years old, 9 years old, watching that movie and thinking, why doesn't she have more lines? Why is the only thing she does is be the girlfriend? Like, I had a problem with that back then. Did you go through that? Because I was like, what? This is what's important to her?
Yeah.
And the fact that the language they use is you took her from me. That is basically looking at her as an object, not a human. There's nothing to take. She makes her own choices. She wanted the Daniel D. She wanted the Daniel D, so she went to Daniel, right? And then when she was done with the Daniel D, she moved on to God knows where because we don't know her story, right?
Oh, yeah, they do. She got married to a doctor. She became a doctor and got married.
Why are you spoiling?
Oh, I'm sorry. I always do that. I always spoil it.
You always spoil. I've only watched a couple of episodes.
Sorry. Well, you don't see her. But I will say, I wish.
Why did you spoil that? Why did
she was done with the boys? Bring her back.
It needs to be her. I want to see her story. I want to see hers. Right?
That's what I'm saying. She's finished with the boys. You know, she's not doing any more episodes for the boys, so she needs to come back.
They better get a bigger budget so they can afford that lady because I mean, look what she's done. She's the most expensive of all. You know, go get that coin, sis. Go get that coin.
Yes. You're like, she's expensive.
But I love Cobra Kai. Like Matt came over and we watched it, like the first 5 episodes of season 1. And it was like I was 8 or 9 years old again. I was so giddy. And I love all the throwbacks to the 80s, like the actual movie. It's just so great. Like,
and I love how it's making fun of his male chauvinistic. It's just like, what? Come on. It's like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like, what if Johnny was alive nowadays? What would he be like? You know?
Right? And like Ralph Macchio has got some money, or his character does. He's got some money.
Would you ever thought that he would be that? Like, did you think he would be something else in life?
Yeah, like I thought that he would be more of an activist. Like, I'm so underwhelmed by his job as like the car salesman guy. Like, I'm like, what do you stand for? Like, what do you stand? And is it Reseda?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just kind of like, I thought you would. I don't know. And this isn't to disrespect car salespeople, but when it's represented on TV, it seems as if people have just given up on stuff. I'm going to have car salespeople after me now because I know that's a hard job and it's tough. So I'm being a jerk, so I apologize. Yeah.
I think bringing, you know, watching Cobra Kai, I was kind of excited because they kind of brought you back to 1 and 2. You know, and like the ones after, like the Hilary Swank and the remake and all that, weren't the same as the first 2. The third one was a little iffy too. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So it really brought you back to that first one and the second one. Oh,
it totally did. And do you think they'll bring Hilary Swank in at some point?
I don't know. She needs a job because I don't like Away. I don't know. I've tried to watch Away on Netflix.
Okay.
I don't know if it's another. It's she's a she's the leader, the captain of a ship that's gone to Mars. They're doing a trip to Mars.
Oh, okay. That sounds cool.
It's good. It's okay. It's just kind of long. It's kind of when you watch Gravity. Have you ever watched Gravity? You know, it's a little bit like, okay, maybe they could have just made this a movie instead of a series. You know what I mean? Like, I know, that, I've been watching some things recently where like, oh, this could have just been a movie. They didn't need to make this a series. You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
Okay, bear with me, KT. I'm at 1% battery, but I'm my charger. I have to charge it because I can't even.
We're supposed to be off in 15 minutes ago, so let's go ahead and say goodbye to everybody. Have them.
Oh my, it's so fun, so fun.
I know, but now I'm gonna have to cut this up so bad to get it on the show.
Is anybody commenting? I have not been able to see. I can't even see my screen.
Yes.
Can you see my face? Because I don't even know. Okay, good, because I didn't know where I was holding my phone. I didn't know if it was on my chest, my boobs, or what.
So next week, we're going to show the music video. We're going to do that first. We'll do it right when we get out.
Cool.
And we're going to talk about some more obesity. We'll bring some of that. And let us know what you want to watch. What are you watching? Yeah. We'll talk about that, because I want to.
Let us know what y'all are watching. What do y'all watch during all this craziness? Yeah.
I know. Anyway.
And then, it's just a weird time. Everything's weird, y'all. And this air quality in LA is awful. I cannot breathe.
I had a sinus infection, but it's over with. Anyway, guys, we'll see you next week. Fat TV World, our Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, wherever else, YouTube.
Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook.
Visit Dellany on TikTok. I'm everywhere. You can come see me. You can come find me. We love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye, y'all. Love y'all.